Oops. Oops. Oops.
Hello.
Hey, there we are.
There we
I
are.
told you it was going to be easy and fun.
Yes, it is easy and fun. You were so right. Did we lose our viewers though?
It looks like your friend Anxious Mind was on.
Yeah, you
An
know
Anxious
what?
Mind.
Somehow the accounts got messed up and I think I connected with Alexia Maria again. So
I
I don't think
change your hat.
what?
So change your hat.
Yeah, I had to change my hat. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. They need to come back on here.
yeah. Bodhi was way. I guess was it Bodhi? Is it?
It's Boomy.
Boom. Okay. Yeah, I apologize.
That's okay. She was on it and I think that's when I was not.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully they realize.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. You doing so good.
aw, thank you. You too.
Hey, like I said, it was gonna be easy. It's easy and fun. It's
Well, I
not.
love,
It.
and what we wanted was, hi, Vive.
There we go.
What I wanted was like it to be a question and answer kind of a thing, and it seems like everybody has good questions.
Exactly.
So, Boomy, going back to your question about reducing stigma, right? It's really hard to do. It's really, really tough to do. Um, yeah, we did lose Marissa. I don't know how we can get her back. It's Marissa Simone.
I think just from a layperson perspective, I think it goes back to what Brene Brown talked about as far as vulnerability and trust. As far as, okay, we think that this person has the world going for them. They're doing awesome. They've got no worries, no concerns. But if that person opens up and says, "Yeah, I've been through that. I've been through anxiety. I've been through
Yeah,
depression." I think that's gonna kind of break through the stigma
it
more than
does.
just like it's just, oh, this guy that's just wearing all black, he's got the trench coat, he must be depressed. So should we stay away from him? It's
Yeah.
we're all experiencing it in one way, shape, or form. So I think even just opening up and saying, yeah, I you've experienced anxiety, even though you're a doctor, you've got that the title of the hat. So we've all been through it. So that just from a
I and I've and
vulnerability
I've said
perspective,
that to people, Chris. I've said, that I've experienced it myself, and I've shared that with people when I felt maybe they weren't yet there to open up, that's when
Right.
I reveal a part of myself and
Okay.
say what I've been through personally with it, because I think then people, like you said, soften and they're more like, well, if you went through it, maybe, it's not so bad if I'm going through it. Um,
Exactly.
there's Maris.
There we are. Welcome back, everyone.
We were
Hi,
just
Lily. How you
talking
doing?
about what?
That's just hi, Lily, a friend of mine.
Oh, hi. Hi, Lily. We were just discussing stigma. And we kind of said, the way to get through that is by revealing a piece of yourself. So, if somebody's really tense about it or really, not unwilling to admit, right, or unwilling to go there, I'll kind of say something like, I've been through anxiety and depression, and I'll touch on that so that they can feel, they can get soft, right? They can soften and they can then be more willing to maybe share with me. And, with my therapy clients, I'm a little bit more hesitant to share personal details, but, I will share a little bit if I have a really tough client and it's been a long time and he's, he or she is still tough and has not softened yet, I will go there. And I will go there with, obviously go there with my wellness clients as well. So I think that's a great point. And we were both thinking the same thing, Chris, with regard to that.
Especially nowadays, even like Marissa was saying, people that wouldn't have normally experienced anxiety may be experiencing it when we should perform.
Right.
So, okay, we're all going through this together. So we've got to think, we've all been there. We can share our experience, what we're comfortable with sharing, and then say, okay, this is how I did it. What's going to work for you based on your comfortability levels within what you like to do? Whether it's a walk, whether it's running, whether it's taking a drive to the park and looking at a fountain, like you said.
Right. And Boomy just said something about it's hard to explain it when people don't really get it. I think
Right.
too, like it's important to recognize, and even Marissa brought up, with the older man, right, who's in their 60s, and we're not really going to be diagnosing you with anxiety right now, but I think everybody can relate to not feeling well. Right. So
Of
it
course.
might be different phrasing and different terminology, if you know what I mean. Everybody can relate to not feeling well, or feeling, they might know the term nervous. They might know the term sad. They might not have, brought it up to be anxiety and depression at this point, but I think we can say that everybody can relate to feeling unwell or feeling upset or feeling nervous. So maybe the way that you explain it to them, yes, hi there, maybe in the way that you explain it to them, in a way that they can take in and understand, instead of, you saying, oh, I just had a panic attack. And they're like, oh, you didn't have a panic attack.
Right.
So, and, sort of my heart was palpitating. They can relate to a physical symptom. My lungs were, clamping. My palms were sweaty. I was nervous. I was so nervous that I couldn't breathe. Maybe just trying to talk with them like that. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
Okay.
It,
Any other
it's
questions? The questions are firing out. I'm just wondering if
it's
anybody.
fun when there's questions. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
it's so
keep
fun.
keep it going.
I love it. I didn't know if anybody had any more.
I think it's a balance of we're all going through this together, and the difference of if I say to someone, well, I'm feeling down right now, we're all feeling down. Does that negate me feeling down, or does that just make me part of the whole? Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I don't care about the person on the street. They may be, but do they have the same background as me? Do they have, different experiences than me? So we all have to have our own personal experiences that we're working through amongst everything else. So when I was talking to a counselor a couple months ago, he was like, yeah, if you've had anxiety in the past, what we're going through now might snowball it.
Yeah.
So to
It
build upon
definitely
it.
would. Right.
So it's
Because it's a
not
buildup.
correct. And not to say that new or previous anxiety is good or bad, but it's we have to honor ourselves where we are.
Yes, exactly. And I think we can't say, oh, all the new anxiety people are worse off than the people who have already had it and
Right.
you've had anxiety since you were a kid. Um, like it's all about, you know, that person's pain, and we can't really we can't measure that and compare pain. Like you said, we're all going through it. We're all going through it right
Exactly.
now with with the pandemic, and there's extra anxiety right now. So I think the important thing is knowing how we're going to help ourselves with it, right? Are we going to talk to someone? Are we going to use strategies? Do you need a boost with your wellness? Um, what's your self-care routine?
And like I said earlier, it's just really the simple things that we can do to support our immune system now to say, okay, we can't guarantee anything, but we can guarantee that we're doing our best we can to support our physical and emotional health and well-being to get through it. Because, okay, we've got a crazy situation going on right now, but we're walking, we're being active, we're supporting our health. Even if we're taking a walk, a brief trip to the grocery store with our mask on, we're knowing that we're okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to work through it. We don't have to freak out if you touch something that the
Mm-hmm.
person 5 seconds ago touched, and so
Absolutely.
forth. So it's really just doing what we can, because the simple immune practices are the same they were 6 months ago. It's not a new funky concoction of stuff together
Great.
that's going to support our health now. And the same thing we're going to do 6 months from now as well. If during a quote unquote flu season, we may increase our vitamin D, we may increase our vitamin C to support our health and well being. Even if we can't promise that it's going to prevent anything. We're still going to support our health. Still going to do what we can. I
Right.
know for myself.
Exactly.
I know for myself. I rarely get sick, but when I do, it's stress based.
Me as
So
well.
I know that if I put myself in a stressful situation, that increase that stress level. After the fact, I've got to be really careful
Yeah.
to ease my way out of it
Yeah.
and not to exacerbate things to like, oh crap. Even if I eat really good, but I'm in a stressful situation, that stress is. I was learning from a chiropractic physician that when we're stressed out, our cells actually almost get into a fetal position,
Whoa.
so they don't accept any nutrients. So like a little
Wow.
baby clambers up because they're scared, our cells do the same thing. So
That's
they can accept nutrients from vitamins and foods we eat.
that makes
So
perfect
that's
sense.
amongst other things can make it worse. And we're all going to experience stress.
Yeah.
Driving in New
And I
Jersey
think
is stressful.
stress is a good way to explain anxiety to people that don't get it
Right.
or people that aren't knowledgeable about it. You can describe it as stress. And Boomy did bring up prior in the chat that, breaking the stigma is sort of, it feels good to be understood and accepted, and breaking the stigma is helpful. And that's where it comes in, is being vulnerable, right? Like Chris said, and sort of sharing your experience and helping them to understand, right? Because they may not know, right? Anxiety could be foreign to them, depression could be foreign to them. So helping them to understand little by little, and then there's the people that may never get on board. That's just a reality as well.
And I think like the simple things before reaching out to someone you trust. Do
Right.
you have a best friend? Do you have someone you appreciate? Or even a couple of Mondays ago, I was just in a weird night for myself, and I started sending messages to friends saying, "I appreciate you. Thank you for being in my life."
Wow.
They didn't know what I was experiencing that night. I'm like, "Whoa, thank you, Chris. I appreciate you too." I'm like, "Whoa, I'm loved. Everything's gonna be okay." So
Yeah. That's
even
powerful.
doing something like that, and I'll do that to you. Like,
Yeah.
hope you're having a good day. I appreciate you as a friend. It's like, whoa,
And you know
we're
what though? Is that just out of curiosity, Chris? Because this could be a yes or a no. Like it could have been something that you've done. Did you do this before the quarantine?
Um, not to that extent.
I'm kind of happy you said that
Okay.
because I
No
have this
offense.
thing. What?
But no
What?
offense either way.
Yeah, no offense either way. I just was wondering because I feel that even though the pandemic has been horrible and awful, um, in so many ways, that there just are things that we just can't deny that got better. Like I just do feel that I've bonded with people more, new and old, have really
Like you
you and I,
and I.
um, and more. And, I feel that that wouldn't have been there. And you would have been sending those text messages to the people, your loved ones, and just telling them you appreciate
Yeah.
them. If it wasn't for being able to not see them for a while, not hug them for a while, no, not being able to kiss people that you loved, and we can't take that for granted again. We can't because that is so powerful to just hug another soul, be in the presence of a loved one, so that's just the benefit is just reappreciating what you might have just flatlined, right? Because we've just had it forever. Um, so that gratitude piece has just been enhanced, I feel.
I remember asking you back in, gosh, March, April, you were taking walks and you went out on a walk with a friend. And I'm like, just out of complete curiosity, like, did you get a hug from them? And this is complete innocence. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
male, female, whatever. Like, you said, yeah, I did. You were nervous, but it felt really freaking good.
Yeah, I was nervous at that point. That was like at the beginning of it all, and I was hesitant to go. And I said to myself,
Okay.
it's outside. I waited out. Like this is okay. This is allowed. so then,
Agreed.
so then at the end of the meeting, he did reach out for a hug, and then I did hug him, and then
Okay.
left. But and I remember telling you about it too.
Yeah.
But it did feel really good because it was kind of like the first hug in months, and you're like you kind of feel empty without that because I'm like a very touchy feely person, and
You're
that's my love
Italian.
language. I'm a
You're
hugger.
Italian also.
I'm an Italian. I have to hug and kiss and hold.
Exactly.
So not having that, and then having it again. Boomy wrote about loving COVID lifestyle. Um, oh yeah, she said it brought her work-life balance. Her and I have talked about that a lot. How she
Okay, cool.
really likes working from home because she can cook dinner and she can
Yeah, yeah.
work out. Things she couldn't do before. Commuting from the city. When is she gonna have time for that during the week?
Of course.
So I feel we learned so much, not only, about bonding with people and sort of self-care routines and what can we do to keep ourselves healthy, but also the work-life balance it's been very obvious that working from home is better in so many ways, and it saves money and it saves on, you know, we're not using as many cars each day, as much, transportation each day. But I feel it'll be really upsetting if everything just goes back to the way it was, although I think we have a long way to go. Um, but I just hope some things can stick and some things can change because obviously there's just been so much that we've learned and benefited from, even though there's been so much horror, and I would never discount that. There's just been a shift in many different areas.
Can you say the top three to kind of close things out? A top one, two, or three things that you've learned that you share with your friends, clients, patients, etc.
With regard to like what we
The
learned
past
through
couple
quarantine,
months. Yeah, yeah, past couple months.
past couple of months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, the first part is those bonds, and how important those bonds are to cultivate. Um, the second is self-care routines. I before the quarantine, I got into self-care routines because I was sick. When it was too late, I got into it, a little bit, not too late, but I was already very ill. So, through the quarantine, I was able to create a more, structured a little bit, not too structured because you need flexibility, but like the morning routines and the night routines. So doing something for self-care, that's up there. That's pretty much second. And how about you cap off the third one?
Great question. I think it really just goes back to control the controllable. Within the I really can't control what happens with in each news report that comes out each 15 minutes, in which quote unquote conspiracy report is coming true, not coming true, and it's just gets overwhelming. But I can control. I can control that I go on a walk every night
Yep.
to clear my head, to get out in nature. It's summertime, it's humid, so I got a sweat going on the walk, which is kind of cool too. But I'm controlling that, and I'm controlling the
Good.
people I connect with. I'm controlling the inputs I take by unfollowing people like we talked about in the beginning, or unfriending people. If I haven't talked to you in 10 years, you don't interact with my posts. I'm not gonna miss you, but no offense, but it's whatever. So I'm controlling that. I'm controlling the food I put in my mouth and supporting my body and my immune system and so
What
forth.
vitamins you take.
Exactly, all the above. It's just the simple things that I'm controlling and doing what I can to support myself and other people while also being I think we all, you and I especially, to do what we can to be a light to others in this
Yes.
otherwise quote unquote weird times.
Yeah.
To,
That's all I want
to,
to do, and that's both of our
of
goals,
course,
our businesses, is to just be a light to others and help in any way that they may need. And I feel like just, like we just said, vitamin C, connection,
of course,
connection with others, connect with others, take care of yourself,
exactly.
and just the third, control the controllables. So that's what we want you to keep doing. Does anybody have any last questions before we sign off? Anyone? Because I know somebody just joined in. Any other health
Esther and
questions
Grace, thanks
on your
for
mind
hopping on.
before we end? We've been on for quite a while, which I love.
Just kind of scrolling through here.
And as well, please message us if you think of anything after the fact, after we sign off. You can message us on Instagram, right here with your questions, and we'll get back to you and hopefully, chat in more depth about your health and what's going on with you all. Hey,
How we
Kel.
can all support you.
What was that?
That's how we can support everyone, help
Yeah,
support everyone.
yeah, absolutely. Let us know how we can support you through direct message. Just send us a chat, and we can't wait to talk to you.
And we would be happy to do more of these. It's fun. We're here to kind of be a service to others as far as ways we can help support it. If someone has experienced something, maybe you've experienced it and someone else has, and so you feel less alone.
Kelly, we had a lot of questions going through when you phased out. If you had any health questions that you wanted to type in the chat and we can address here, please ask.
Physical and mental health and well-being, how it all works together. And you
Yeah,
can
this is
also
a really
share
great
now in the chat, or in the future, it's going to be under my IGTV page, under my Instagram. So I'll also send it to you, Alexia, and hopefully be able to get up on YouTube for you to utilize as well for your people.
Excellent. Great. So we will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for coming to our health talk, health and wellness.
It was fun. We look forward to certainly doing it again.
Absolutely. Can't wait. Bye, guys.
Have a good one. Good talking to you guys. Oops.